Right now, someone has already made a judgment about you. Before you spoke, before you introduced yourself, before you even realize the interaction has begun. And the disturbing part, you are doing the exact same thing to them. This is not a theory. This is not a metaphor. This is happening right now, in every room you enter. The question is not whether this is happening. The question is, are you aware of it? Or it is running you? Today, we are going to expose the hidden layers of social dynamics, the signals people send, the signals people receive, and the invisible process that determine how others perceive you, long before you have the chance to speak. And once you see them, you may never look at human interaction the same way again. Chapter 1. The social world is built on signals. Human beings are constantly transmitting information, not only to words, but to posture, facial expressions, tone of voice, eye contact, timing, movement, even silence. Every action communicates something. The moment you enter a room, people begin collecting information. Picture this: you are walking into a job interview. The moment you step through the door, the interviewer has already clocked your pace, the angle of your shoulders, whether your eyes searched the room or held steady. You have not yet said a word. The interview has already begun, not because they are evil, not because they are plotting against you, but because the human brain is designed to evaluate its environment. Who is confident? Who is nervous? Who belongs here? Who doesn't? These judgments occur automatically, long before logic enters the conversation. What many people fail to realize is that social interaction is not merely communication, it is perception, and perception often shapes reality. Chapter 2. The hidden process of social categorization. The human brain loves shortcuts. Psychologists call this heuristics, mental shortcuts that allow us to make quick decisions. The problem: these shortcuts also create labels. Every person you meet is unconsciously categorized: reliable, unreliable, confident, insecure, leader, follower, competent, incompetent, fair or unfair. This process happens constantly, and once a label is assigned, people begin filtering future information through that label. This is why first impressions are so powerful, not because they are always correct, but because they influence everything that follows. Think of someone you immediately trusted the first time you met them. Now ask yourself, what signal did they send? What did they do in those first few seconds that make your brain feel them under, safe, credible, worth listening to? You probably cannot fully explain it. That is exactly the point. Most people are completely unaware of this process. Yes, it shapes friendships, careers, relationships, and social opportunities every single day. Chapter 3: Why Perception Often Defeats Intention. One of the hardest realities of social dynamics is this: people respond to what they perceive, not to what you intended. There is a gap, a dangerous gap, between what you mean to communicate and what others actually receive. You intend confidence, others perceive arrogance. You intend kindness, others perceive weakness. You intend humility, others perceive insecurity. Many social misunderstandings are born within this space. Relationships quietly damaged, opportunities silently missed, not to malice, but to this invisible gap between sending and receiving. This is where the observer separates from anyone else. The observer does not only ask what I am trying to communicate. The observer asks what signal is actually being received. This single question changes everything because it shifts your focus from intention to impact, from what you feel inside to what the world is actually reading from you. That is not manipulation. That is strategy. Chapter 4: The Invisible Hierarchies Around You. Most people dislike discussing hierarchy, yet hierarchy exists in nearly every social environment. Schools, workplaces, friend groups, organizations, even online communities. The mistake is believing hierarchy is only about power or money. In reality, status is often built from perception. Who remains calm under pressure? Who influences decisions? Who do people naturally listen to? Who attracts attention without demanding it? These signals shape social positioning, not through official titles, but through repeated observation. Most people lose social standing not through dramatic failures, but through 100 small signals sent unconsciously over time. Nobody announces the shift. There is no confrontation, no explanation. One day you simply noticed. People stopped asking for your opinion. The room moved on without you, and you never saw it coming. The social world is constantly measuring influence, whatever, people realizing it or not. The observer does not merely participate in this system. The observer reads it. Chapter 4: Attention is the real currency. Many people think money is the most valuable resource. Others think it is time. But in social environment, attention is often the true currency. What others focus on reveals what they value. Watch carefully. People may tell you what matters. Their attention will show you what truly matters. Watch a group of people in a meeting. Notice who people look at when a decision needs to be made. Not who has the title, not who speaks the loudest, but who does the room turn towards. Instinctively, in moments of uncertainty, that person, whatever their rank, holds the real influence in that room, and they probably did not announce it. They earn it quietly through accumulated signals over time. Attention reveals priorities, interest, motivations, fears, desires. This is why skilled observers study behavior more than words. Words can be crafted. Behavior is harder to disguise. The hidden patterns always emerge through action, not speech. Chapter 6: Awareness versus Paranoia. At this point, some people fall into a dangerous trap. They become paranoid. They begin assuming every interaction is a threat. Every person is an enemy. Every conversation is a battlefield. This is a mistake. Picture two people watching the same crowded room. The first person is consumed by superstition. They see threat in every glance, calculation behind every smile. They are exhausted, isolated, defensive. They have knowledge of human nature, but it has become a prison. The second person observes the same room with stillness. They notice the same signals. They read the same dynamics, but they feel no fear, only clarity. Same knowledge, completely different experience of reality. The difference between them is not what they know, it is the relationship they have with what they know. Awareness is not paranoia. Awareness simply means seeing what exists without exaggeration, without fear, without obsession. The observer does not live in superstition. The observer lives in clarity, because understanding creates freedom, while ignorance creates vulnerability. Final chapter: The Observer's Advantage. Most people will never move through their entire lives reacting to first impressions others formed of them without their awarenesses, reacting to hierarchies they never recognized, reacting to signals they were sending without realizing it. The observer moves differently, noticing patterns, noticing contradictions, noticing hidden incentives, noticing the signals that others overlook. These awarenesses does not make you superior, it makes you informed, and in a world driven by perception, clarity is one of the rarest advantages a person can possess. Most people will finish this video and return to reacting. A few will not. The difference will not be visible immediately. There will be no announcement, no obvious transformation. But over time, those around them will feel something shift. They won't be able to explain it. They will only know that person sees something we don't. The hidden layers of social dynamics always existed. The question is, have you been seeing them? Or have they been operating around you unnoticed? Call to action. Now, I want to hear your perspective. What is the one social signal that most people completely overlook? Leave your answer in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring the hidden patterns of human behavior, subscribe to the Shadow Monarch, because sometimes the most powerful forces are the ones nobody sees. Until next time, observe carefully, rule and conquer. Follow for more.